On Big Noon Kickoff, I'm going to cover the quarterback-coach relationship, and your quarterback said something after the big win in Ireland against Kansas State where I believe he checked to a player, maybe it was a two-way, three-way, but once you get a veteran quarterback that you really trust, JT Barrett, Alex Matibo, something like that, that basically he's a coach on the field. I tell people he's actually the primary play caller if you give him a lot of freedom. Has he earned that right? Does he, during the course of game, do you let him go if he sees something, can he go to it? Has he earned that right as and trust quarterback?
Yeah, he certainly has, Coach. I think one of the things that's been fun for us, and probably again a growth process for me as a head football coach. We were fortunate, kind of like you when you had Josh at Bowling Green, and obviously, what you had at Utah. I think for me having Brock Purdy, and kind of going through this very similar transition, Brock's junior and senior year, where you were able to give so much more of the playbook to Brock. I think Rocco just is such an unbelievable student of the game. He's the first guy here. Shoot, he beats half the staff at times to the facilities, that kind of kid. And he's curious. He wants to know what it takes. And I love it. And I've always felt like if the quarterback and the head coach have a very similar mentality and relationship, then it can really dictate the flow of the locker room, let alone, man, in those 60 minutes in a football game, making sure that there's poise and there's precision in what's going on. And we're really fortunate to have that with Rocco. He's a guy that he has absolute control of the offense. We put a lot on his plate. And in the critical moments, most importantly, he's a guy that's got the ability to handle the game. And that's been huge for us. And if you look at our success a year ago and this year, boy, those things like, man, the last 2 minutes of the half, the last 2 minutes of games, the amount of plays that guy's made in critical moments to win us football games. And it's a tribute to his time, effort, and energy in this facility when nobody's watching, being prepared for those moments.
Before I turn over to Mark real quick, is there a percentage, without giving away too much, can he go during the course of game? Will you let him? I know there's parameters, but if he sees something, has he earned that right?
He certainly has, Coach. And I think by about the midway point of last season, he was really at that point in his career, and which was early. I mean, that was his sophomore year last year, but he's played a lot of football, and he's a guy that again is trusted, and he's always done that with great, I think, great trust from myself, our offensive coordinator, everybody involved. So I really I love what he's about. I love what his mental makeup is and his consistency when he's made the right calls. He's always done it with great precision.
Coach, we are headed to Ames this weekend. Big noon kickoff for the Cy-Hawk Trophy battle against your rival, Iowa. For those that don't know much about this game and what it means inside that state and maybe what it means for the Big 12 and the Big 10 this year, give us kind of a quick little reader's guide version of what this rivalry game is all about and what it means for you guys.
Yeah, I think obviously the thing that makes this really special is, there are no pro sports in the state of Iowa. And so, you're talking about the two, Power Four universities that play Power Four football in this state. And I think, half the state grows up Cyclones, half the state grows up Hawkeyes. And so I think it's made it a really special rivalry. And for both universities and programs, it makes it a really, really fascinating game. I think the thing for us that it's been rewarding is to continue to grow this rivalry. When we got here, the success that Iowa and Coach Ferentz has had over the long haul and the consistency of football that they played, we were trying to get our football program to that point. And I think the point now of getting ourselves there and being able to make this a true rival football game has been really rewarding. Obviously, we got great respect for them and their program, but it makes this game special, and it also makes it unique that you play it so early. I'm used to rival games before I came here. Rival games were played at the end of the season, and to have a game that means so much and certainly is so unique and having it at the beginning of the season is obviously it's a great challenge, but it's also a great opportunity to set your team up for great success going
forward.
Coach,
you're the winningest coach in Iowa State history. You have had several job offers to leave Iowa State. Why have you been so loyal to Ames and the Cyclones?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think for me, really young still, I'm only 45 years old. And I think one of the things that, when COVID hit, I think there was some reality, and perception and reality at that point of, man, you're at home. We've got 4 kids and you're like, holy smokes, man. This is what goes on at home every day, I think since that time, I think what I realized is, number one, you always want to surround yourself with,
Right.
with great people. And one of the things, we've had the same athletic director, the same president here during my time, which they've been tremendous supporters of myself and our program. Number two, you want to do what's right for your family. And it's been a great place for me to raise our kids here. I've got a daughter now that's going to be a senior, a daughter that's a junior. We haven't moved all over. It's been a great place to raise our children. Um, and then number three, and I think probably most important is, as the world continues to be unique around us, you get to stand for something. And I do think when you come and you watch our football team play, we haven't flinched of who we want to be and what we want to stand for. And, I'm really proud of what our program's about. I'm really proud of where we were to where we are now. Is it easy here? It's not. Is a lot easier other places? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But the reality of it is, for us, we know who we are. We know what we're about. We know what we stand for. And for that part of it, I'm really proud of it. So I think those three things have been really the main reasons for me of why I've been here.